the song. Starting in 1 minute, then you can sing along. And we are live! Hi everybody! Ray, good to go to have you. Kiko, good to go to have you. Wallenstein, good to go to have you. Frodian? I don't know if that is reference to something. Frodian? Wuk Lamat, my beloved Domins, good to glad to have you. Des, good to glad to have you. V, good to glad to have you. Laffy, good to glad to have you. I just passed by you, Laffy, earlier. Infinite, good to glad to have you. Sarah, good to glad to have you. Stop the song. Yeah, if you know it, then you can sing along. Wuk Lamat, your beloved. You've been waiting for forever. But yes, we're going to be going over 6.55 today. It is my first run through. I have been sleeping in today for once instead of getting up at the crack of dawn in order to play the patch right as it came out. And this will be my first experience of it, so we will see how that goes. Bio, good to go to have you. How you doing? How are y'all doing? Tracy, good to go to have you. How many of you guys have played 6.55 already? And did you like it? Okay. Oh, hey, there's a V. I guess we're not gonna have any dungeons or trials today, so won't have to worry about that. But yeah. Oh, also, hey, friendly reminder. For those of you who wanted to join the FC, I know some of you guys wanted to come to Crystal Curl. We are on Crystal Curl. If you'd like to join our FC, we got a whole bunch of people playing together. We got all sorts of good stuff. We do events and things together there on the Discords. Also, if you happen to need any dies for Dawn Trail with the dual die channel and visual upgrades coming, I'm just gonna say we're gonna have 99 stacks of every die in the game. So, hey, just a useful thing. Not yet. Opted sleeping this morning before work. Yeah, Chrissy, good to glad to have you. You good? Yukio, good to have. Good to see glad to have you. Okay. First quest is when one door opens. Oh, interesting. We start at Razat Han. Oh, when one door closes, another opens. Okay. I mean, usually we do a warm up. I don't really have any good warm ups or anything to do for. And honestly, I feel like most of us want to get... Do you guys think we should just hop right into it? Or should we do a warm-up? I'll let you guys pick. You know what? I forgot. We have polls. We haven't done one of those in a while. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, you guys are saying okay, we'll head right on into it then. So excite much wow. I have 99 problems but a dying. That's very true, Ray. So who's ready to meet the Lion Queen herself? One Wuk Lamat. Let's just teleport to the Megaduta. Oh man, this might be the last time I do Varshan's voice for a while. That's sad. I'm starting to really enjoy doing it. She's so... what? Good? Terrible? As beautiful as the dawn, terrible to behold. All shall love her in despair. When one door closes, Varshan has a message from Charlene. Ah, Elio, one of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldesion request your presence in the Charlian at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. If you have no pressing business, pray, make your way to the Baldesion Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. It's interesting that they have us start with Varshan. I wonder if it's just because all the patches have been starting here in the Megaduta. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ajaya the city from notable landmarks to the people's lives. There's still much and more for her to see. Gonna do a little screed. Very well for now, my friend. I look forward to the day that we set forth on another adventure together. Seeds for the future. Seeds for the future. Tiny. She has a massive Karlak energy. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure some people are very excited about that and probably not too surprised. Immense. I'm going to hug you and have no choice in the matter. Energy. Okay. Okay. Good. I'm looking forward to that. That's I like that. Random Mare recommendations. Ask quests. They're definitely an experience. Yeah. Coming all the way to Razat Han so we can tell you to go to Charlian. It's because the last quest ended here. Yeah. But I mean, you know, it's a whole patch. I've been here for 10 seconds, saw the Carlac comment, so I learned everything I need to know. Okay, Crod, good to see, glad to have you. A warm and hearty welcome to you, Elio. I gather you received our message? Please wait here while I fetch Krile and Graha. Thank you for coming on such a short notice. Oh, she's already wearing the earring. She's already wearing the clover. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the void. And now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Erenville. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I'm imagining you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Elio to meet. He also mentioned that we would be tending to business at the studio. Shall we look for him there? Oh, hey, there's a Musico. Hey, and there's a V. You know what? I just realized there's the new accessory that's the backpack, right? I think I saw Laffy with it. What happens if you put on the backpack while you have a shield? Does it, like, replace the shield? I have questions. Erenville's early return likely has something to do with this visitor. Who could it be, I wonder? Now then, where is Erenville?
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important. I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World. Tural.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
It seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
Sorry.
The girl.
It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is him. The adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain he's no ordinary man. I'm Wuk Lamat, claimant to the throne of Tural.
I love her. Capital of...
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
What?
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Of course, of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession. Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. and I have every intention of winning.
Presumably adoptive daughter.
I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Wait, let's all just slow down.
Nah, let's go. I'm ready.
Wuk
That's all I
Lamat,
needed.
Was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Fair question.
Tulihyolal is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Oh, buddy.
Hardly.
Okay,
I
Matt.
know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage.
I love her.
But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me. No, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda.
Interesting.
Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
That's gonna be Arc 1 and up to Trial 1. Golden City. I've heard of that before.
So the tales have reached even these shores. I can't help but feel proud.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Erenville, you've
Says
seen too
the
much to know that
dreamer
thing
who was
actually think
bent on
that.
finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That's
Tulihyolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Regardless
old,
of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. So let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
Cheers, squad. Elson, good to glad to have you. Did I miss anybody else while I was away? I don't think so. Nope, cool. Usually I would catch up with you guys more, but we got a lot to do. Aaron's regretting his life choices in this cutscene, yeah. Brian, good to glad to have you. I'm gonna rewind 14 minutes to watch from the beginning. Sounds good, Brian. Maybe you'll be able to catch up as we go. Good point. Graha knows about bringing up adopted daughters. Yeah, true. With Lena, yeah, she goes, dies. She's gonna die. Nah, no way. No way in hell is Wuk Lamat gonna die. I mean, she might get leased. She might be like with us for Dawn Trail and then not with us when we head out from there. Like, I don't know if she joined the Scions, but yeah, I don't think she's gonna die. I'm just happy that MSQ is more Graha, of course. Yeah, this certain Moonbrita energy. Yeah, I mean, well, she even has the giant axe, right? So where do I use? So where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. I'm gonna have to work on figuring out her voice. That's gonna be Tural. Into the Oral. So where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. We'll work on it. A journey to Tural. That's the long and short of it. At the very least, I ask that you go on this hunt of hers and take her measure for yourself. The game is afoot. What if it's a leg? The chances to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say that you should hastily accept the invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for our hunt, however. When I was the guild leader earlier, I learned about the petition from the researchers on the Isle of Ham. You went there not long ago and called some unruly fauna, of course. But according to our recent reports, our other ordinary docile fauna have grown savage. It is believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. A part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition? The isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I honed my skill against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. Deathberry, thank you for the 17 months. Enjoy your emotes. Double brooms. I'm ready to go on adventures with her. I'm ready for my summer vacation. And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions... My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray, go on ahead to the Isle. I'll join you as soon as possible. Oh wait, are we gonna get to see Pictomancer early? Nah, no way. If the rest of you are ready, then let us head to the harbor. This being a guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure our vessel. I hope you're having a great day, Deathberry. Graha, stop pretending the wall isn't foaming at the mouth and trying to steal a boat to get to Tural immediately. Yeah, right. Sorry, I just want to look up one of Wuk Lamat's lines. Wuk Lamat. Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna get to see Pictomancer kind of early. Also, Valley Garmanda, I'm gonna call this now. Valley Garmanda is gonna be the first trial, and it's gonna be part of the climax of the first arc, which is gonna be around the whole contest thing. And then the second half is gonna move into like Jacques Tural and that whole stuff, and like Solution 9, and continue from there. And I think that's where Trial 2 and 3 are gonna be. Not necessarily in Solution 9, but like in that place. I think Trial 3 wherever will be on whatever the final map is, which maybe it'll be the Golden City or something, because right now we only know 5 of the 6 maps. Interesting times. Interesting times. Gummy! Gummy! Good to see you, glad to have you. Gummy? Gummy? If I say no, Yoshida will appear and say, now, what will we do with those assets? Those claws better be part of the model and not just starter gloves. No, yeah, those are definitely part of the model. Although it's interesting, maybe Wuk Lamat's claws, maybe not all female Hroth claws are that long. Maybe it's just Wuk Lamat's in specific. New relic stage is incredibly sexy. Oh, I can't wait to look at it. I have to clear all of Manderville still on Elio, but I'm gonna grab it on Len tonight, so that way I'll also have my Biss. But who's surprised that it's sexy, right? Because they have been, pretty much I would say every stage so far has been pretty fire. Like, not everyone's my favorite, but that's fine. I think all of them have been quality. All sci-fi for the last round of the for the relic weapons. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense with the Mandervilles being aliens and all. It's sexy in an unexpected way. Should we pull it up on, should we pull up a video of it? I'm sure someone's already put it on YouTube. Standard stage 1 Tailkeeper, yeah. How did I forget? It makes sense. It's, okay, let's be real. The Mandervilles being half aliens all makes so much more sense. It actually makes the canonicity of Manderville make so much more sense, because what they were capable of getting away with prior has been, yeah, you just had to not worry about it. Krile was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. Wonder what preparation she needs to make. Oh, we're getting picked up, baby. We have the loan of a ship from one of the captains, a cherry fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we do not need to trouble him to take us. So we'll have to take the ship. Ugh, and I barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's a good cause, a hunt. Come, let's get going. Onboarding the ship, several cutscenes. Yeah. I want to watch them. Show me the cutscenes.
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Tural.
Interesting that she said Tural instead of Tural. Must be in the far south.
Ooh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
I know. So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
Koana. Okay. That's a new person. Also, I love that instead of us going to Turalverse, she's coming to Eorzean, well, to the three great continents first and getting to be so excited and seeing all of that. I really love that. We get her excitement of our world first and then get to go to her world.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
The Mammal Jaw, I bet you.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kono's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in the city.
Maybe he's the Mikote then.
He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went to the studium? Your brother must be quite a scholar.
The Mikote.
I wonder. Like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret. Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in.
Called
He's
it.
adopted like me.
Poster
you see.
Mikote.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
Neve, good to glad have you. Danny, good to glad have you. Decoy, good to glad have you. She has normal slick cat eyes, but she's just constantly excited by everything, so they stay dilated. I like that. That's good headcanon you got going there.
The researchers should be just ahead.
Ray
The
Ray?
building to the northeast.
Ray Ray or V?
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's got them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me.
Can one of you guys write down her brother's
Right,
name,
let's
Kona?
hunt our fill.
I just want to make sure I don't forget it. These are literally the exact same ads from when you do Hum as the dungeon. Alright, let's keep moving.
Look, someone's in trouble.
Someone help!
Taste my axe.
True warrior spirit, she just ran right the fuck in.
Docile.
I wonder if the Aether being fucked with the island has anything to do with Tural's instability as well. That would be interesting. Are you alright? Yes, thank you. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the ones who answered our petition. Wait, aren't you? You are! Elio, the adventurer saved our star! That our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking out our equipment.
You really are famous.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
There it is. It should be safe to cross now.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
Oh, cool. You get to go a different direction. You didn't get to go this way because you only get to go that way. If you come to answer the petition, you should speak with my colleague here. The adventurer coming to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origin has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond the gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find, and search for traces of the beasts responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we'd be most grateful if you would share it with us.
I'll handle this. Still.
Interesting.
Is that all? Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
Find ravaged beast remains, torn to shred by sharp talons.
I've seen their like before.
Struck down defending its territory, most likely.
It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Wait, are they actually letting us go all the way out here? That's really cool. I seen no track that would that matches those claw marks. There has to be a clue somewhere around here. How large do you suppose it is? Dude, they don't ever let us do shit like this in dungeons. This is cool. The beast has feathers, eh? You find feathers scattered above ground. There are signs of fierce struggle.
But do they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You presume it's even safe to eat?
Focus. We have no time for picking flowers. So many strange plants here. Ugh, that smell. Cloying stench of fresh leavings assail your nostrils. Whatever beast left
Still
them is likely
fresh.
still close by.
Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
Do you suppose they're upset we disturbed their home?
Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
You said that beast is close.
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey.
Oh?
Ah! What is that
What
thing?
the? Evil toucan! Evil... Ah! It's a giant colibri?
It speaks?
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
I'm not even gonna question it. To be fair,
Right.
remember, we're in the Aether font, right? Creatures are naturally twisted by the sheer amount of Aether that comes out of that. Think about the bear with crystals, right? So it's not the strangest thing that could have happened. Bird up. Yeah, my assumption is you're just channeling Aether and that it basically allows you to hold on.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
Thank you for saying it out loud,
I'm
Graha. That's
getting
exactly what
hungry.
I was thinking.
Let's be done with this so we can eat. Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Lordy.
Talk all you like, bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you.
I wonder who's voicing the colibri.
Ah, shut up already, you blasted bird!
I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if it was Koji.
Look out! I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
Hom is a weird place, my dude.
Not good. Quickly, gather together. I've got you.
I can't move. Did she just rescue us with the fucking...
Too close.
Steady now.
God damn it, she's got the power of a tank, a DPS, and a healer all in one. DPS limit break, tank moveset, and healer rescue. Ooh.
Spread out, everyone!
Who paid for that?
Oh boy.
Thank you.
What's going on into this thing? Try aiming for the
That was
wings.
hardly a tickle. Try this. Nothing to it.
Vroom vroom.
We have you now, you loudmouth bastard!
Throw everything you have at it.
Okay, so where's the part where in the next cutscene at, like, I'm gonna guess the last second, we get Pictomancer crowd coming in or something? They spent enough time, like, drawing attention to it, and then also they haven't. I'm just waiting for it. Duty complete. Primal Rend. Yeah, exactly. The bird is the master of no you.
And I had barely limbered up.
Shaking.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
It's up a brave front for sure.
Only to be expected.
Wonder how young
You
she
were
is.
pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
Yep, Colbury comes up.
What a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big
You're gonna-
or use such dirty tricks.
Come on, show me the Pictomancer.
Dirty tricks! Dirty tricks!
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
Leave this to me.
Called it! Yeah!
Have at you.
Mooglemancer, the new job.
Krile.
I am terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
She even has ink jars at her side. That's so cute.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
Interesting, so it's not Tural.
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you.
Yes!
In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuk Lamat. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
So I just want to like point out a lot of really cool things. So like one, they took her like blue undershirt and made it like part of this scarf, and also it reminds me of the Lalafelian scarf. But then they kept the Coat of the Nine Tails, which is important for a bunch of different reasons in lore and also as a reference. But then they've also shortened it up so it's now like a jacket rather than just almost like a nearly a dress.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Hydaelyn. Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar, rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind, again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft.
Tell me more about it. B, you know what's interesting about this is design aesthetic, and maybe it's nothing, but this almost, like, if chemist was ever going to be a job, this sort of, like, satchel and potions is almost like, this is probably just paint, but, like, is what I would have thought it would have looked like. So, frankly, honestly, the fact that they already use this aesthetic makes me wonder what we might see in future. But also, they gave her blue jeans! Speaking of going to America.
As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute. And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer.
Ah, there's Springer Boy! Oh, so cute! I love it.
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy.
One of the legendary archons was. I wonder if she was Realm was one of the 12 archons. Okay, and so Pictomancy has existed as an art for a long time then. That's fascinating. Oh, that's good shit. That's good shit to know. But also, we may actually now have another one of the 12 at long last. Nioi minoi.
As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Galif.
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuliolal.
Galif letter, yep.
It was addressed to my grandfather Galif and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Galul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one. The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, it would have been in Tural.
Interesting. So
And what's
Tural
more,
is like a dial.
it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Who would send a letter like that to Gal?
I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuliyollal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means.
Yes, please. Tell me more.
After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
Wuk Lamat belongs in Monster Hunter. Moogle element will look better in 7.0. Yeah, well, I mean, everything's gonna look better in 7.0, yeah. Why is it important in lore? Why is what important in lore, Nevik? Love to call back their first line in Heaven's Sword. Her first line in Heaven. To Krile's? Oh, I totally missed it, Chrissy. Which was it? It was a gift from her grandfather. What are we basing off that? I find it very interesting that we see Wuk Lamat completely freeze up twice. Maybe a very different characterization choice. Filter character. Oh, definitely. And the shaking of the hand, for sure. Archon Realm. Totally Doodle Bob. Doodle Bob. Spriggan Bob. Doodle Sprig. Sketch. Yeah. That would make Realm and Mikote in this version? Why? Why would that? Oh, well, because of Ray Ray's bullshit? No, I mean, well, Realm could have been, but that's how Krile calls Grahas. Someone needs to put Doodle Bob over the Spriggan. He actually calls out Graha for being a wool supporter job. Yeah. It was me who did Dio. It was me who wrote it. Yeah. We didn't get to see them eat. No, sadly not. It would be a waste to leave them meat. The cat hoodie I was asking about in the lore. So here, let me pull it up real quick then. Yes. So the Cat of Nine Tails. So one, it's a reference to older Final Fantasies, which, I mean, it's not necessarily a reason that they need to keep it around. But let's read it straight out of EE1, shall we? Here we go. Krile Baldezier. Cloak of Nine Lives. The large ears open upon this cape are meant as symbols of the echo. The garment itself was a present from Galif, a token of his belief that powers such as Krile's are individual traits, and nothing to be feared. So meaningful was this message to Krile that she continues to wear a robe of the same design to this day. So that's why the lore of it's important, especially with how it ties back into Galif and the fact that even they're bringing up Galif tying into Tural. Because as much as you get to have Eureka, Krile never really got to have a catharsis around things with Galif, so I think continuing some of his legacy on is the best she gets. Yeah, literally just watched it. Yeah, Ray wrote the 12 Archons. I wonder if Ray is excited about Realm. Well, it's funny too because if you don't know, Ray has been pitching. Ray created a short, wrote the short, Totally Reasonable Speculation, 7.0 job or weapon speculation, and Realm was in that. We also joked about the paintbrush being a weapon in the short that I made recently before FanFest to see, just for fun, to see if it was green, saying like, okay, here's my reason why I think it would make sense to be green mage or something like it, like geomancer or shaman or whatever. And then there was a joke in that all about paintbrushes and stuff. Of course, yeah. Thanks to Wuk Lamat, we now know who sent the letter to Grandfather, among other things. Many questions still remain. I understand Krile's feeling all too well. The desire to do one's part. It can be daunting to try and keep up. But nothing will change unless we take the first step. Oh man, Krile's gonna get so much to do. I'm looking forward to it. Ah, what an exciting hunt that was. And now it's time for savor the reward. With the wildlife pacified and the researcher safe, our task is complete. That just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Sharlayan. The last stand. Come, let's see what Dickon can cook up for us. Hey, maybe we do get to do some eating. What about Chardnook? You talking about paint effects? Yeah, because there's the paint effects in the Chardnook 06, and then also from the emo as well. All jokes being true makes them only funnier in hindsight, yeah. First time I did Chardnook, I didn't really know what I was doing and kept painting the first thing over and over. I mean, to be fair, it's not a super intuitive fight. I do think that Omega, as much as like these Savages in Omega are some of my favorite, the normal modes I think has... there are a lot of normal modes that are not clear in what you are supposed to be doing. The fight choreography can be very like odd. Like for instance, Mr. Thousand Eyes Gravity Dude or Chardnook. Well now, there's a famished face if ever I seen one. What can I get you, Elio? Actually, I'm here to provide you something. I got a bunch of meat. Oh ho ho, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me. I have just the recipe. I've come up with a new recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? Can you cook this? Yeah, straight up.
Come, come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together.
Okay, officially, every single patch in 6.x had a major food moment. Every single goddamn patch. The stuff with all the foods and stuff with Tataru. We had oh my god, the curry. We had the boots. We had 6.5. Well, we had the naan. We had the we've every single goddamn patch.
I'd heard that Sharlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Oh, come
Aramdil,
now.
white boy.
Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
Oh no. Oh no.
According to Dickon, Intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveler ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice. So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Sharlayan.
God damn it, Zero. Zero left a legacy on the source.
It's nothing. I can handle.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
Oh, Aaronville.
I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead.
Yes, please.
Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
Interesting. So around the same time as Kenton ran the blue. Interesting.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
No wonder we haven't heard.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy.
His gilded
Including
legacy.
myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it. No matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons, but this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it. The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
That's actually pretty sound logic
That's
there.
why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tuliolal? You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind
Cool,
of
she's
you.
gonna be hanging around.
Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
I guess that also makes sense since she's with us when we go to Tural, that she would be hanging around with us. Honestly, Infinite could be either or for that, yeah. Whether it's a shake your own boat or a test of your reflex, a test of his reflexes, even. That she's a Hrothgar and she's wearing a hat. Yep, yes, she's wearing a turban, but you can see her hair underneath it as well. Judging by Wuk Lamat's reaction, it appears Turalian cuisine isn't excessively fiery. But they do have spices. Hopitos came from there. Plenty of spices came from there. A lot of Eorzean staples actually originally originated in Tural. But it's really interesting that Tuliolal is only 80 years old. That explains a lot. It explains a lot because that's also the same time that Kentenran the Blue went there, and why a lot of the bits of history we have that talk about that time take place shortly before Tuliolal's creation. The thing that's interesting to me there then is the leader that Kentenran met Gulul Jaja when he had just newly become leader, or was it whoever existed right before Gulul Jaja? It's very, very interesting information. Might not be the real Femroth. You mean like her model? I mean, to be fair, we've seen what the real Femroth looks like. There's nothing about her model may be custom in the same way that like some like Estinians is custom, but for the most part it is. What's interesting is it seems to have some of the rigging is different based off of some of the other animations I saw, but it may be also that she's either custom or B since they actually haven't put Femroth in the game. She's technically not custom, but custom as far as the current game version is considered because there is no version of the. Yeah, it's weird. Whatever Wuk Lamat has the makings of the ruler. Whether Wuk Lamat has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say. But I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Also, it's interesting that Erenville is Turalian, because we haven't had any indication that Viera have any population base in there. Now, to be fair, we didn't before we had Hrothgar, that there were Hrothgar there. But we've seen Hrothgar all over the trailers. We've seen Mamelja all over the players. We've seen Mikote and Hyur, but they don't seem to be from Tural, or well, Hyur do, but Mikote don't seem to be. They seem to have those suspenders and the blue shirts and all that. I think they're people probably there for farming natural resources, or gathering ceruleum and that kind of like places in Shaloani. But what's interesting to me is then, is there like an actual VR population, or was it did he end up there for other reasons? Did like a Rava population end up there for some reason? Did they go over the Glass Ocean at some point? Because I mean, it would make more sense than to go for the Goldmoor jungle across the Glass Ocean to Tural than it would all the way across the 3 continents. I don't know. It's interesting. We've had nothing they've announced on none of the maps. They have said nothing about Viera populations. We know that there's like Yaktael has Mamelja and Hrothgar. We know that Kozumauka has the Moblins. We know that Urkopacha has the Pelu and the I'm forgetting their names, but the giants. We know that Shaloani. Well, we don't really know what's in Shaloani. We don't know where the Banu are either, or Wanu. Is it Banu or Wanu? Ah, crap. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Did the New World have a village named Erenville? It potentially did. Yeah. She's the same height as the tallest female Highlander for now, so we'll see. Yeah. It's not a Femroth model. It's one of those custom models. I don't think that it is. So here's the problem, Nevik. That there's no way to check that because we don't have Femroths in the game. Once Femroths are released, we can verify that. Right now, for all we know, it is a Femroth model. Again, because there's no Femroth in the game, it has to be imported as a custom model. Hanu? Hanu, okay. Second older brother, I think. Yeah. What's interesting is that she said there are 4 claimants, one of which is power hungry. And there are 3 others. Presumably those are all other than say for one maybe, the two older brothers are probably, you know, let's pull up the image. I want to talk about this as we go because I actually think this is really important. Dawn Trill poster. And I also want to discuss this. I want to see if we can figure out anything. So if we look at that's not working. Okay, so this is probably the younger brother. It would explain his clothing would explain. This is probably one. This might be either the one who desires the position most, I mean, it makes sense if you think about the ghoul, Manchame Jaja. You think about like what happened in the Wanderer's Palace, right? I would assume that he would be the one who wants to conquer for power. This is Wuk Lamat. Wuk Lamat probably, we know what Wuk Lamat wants. We've got Ghoul Jaja. We've got a mysterious lady. We've got Erenville. So the question is who are the four? Because that's, even if we just assume 1, 2, 3, that's 3. But who then would be the fourth? Other than her, I guess Erenville, but we don't know what Erenville's relation to her is yet. The girl at the top looks like a princess. Is her name Sarah? We don't know. We know nothing about her. I mean, let's say she doesn't win the contest mid-story and well need a solution. A 9th solution, apparently. But see, I feel like that what will happen actually is that there's going to be 2 arcs. I think the contest story is going to wrap itself up. And then it's going to, we're going to dive into a further, grander conflict, conspiracy, and thing going on in Tural. Like, for instance, we may discover the Golden City as part of the first arc, but it only leads us down a much more insane situation or broader history and context. Yeah. Whoever the brother is, I wonder if this conquest planned because no way in the heck 3 great continents would bend the knee, or what does the new world have that could give them the edge? I don't think they need an edge. I remember, Yukio, imagine if the Alag had just fallen and someone had heard that Alag had just fallen and they had a power base and they would try to take over the 3 great continents. That'd be a perfect time to. From their standpoint, Garlemald was the strongest, was the, like, effectively ruling empire, and they just fell. They see a power vacuum, you know? Is Erenville her brother? There's definitely sibling energy. Definitely at least some sort of sibling energy there, but I don't think they are. I'll be I'll be curious if they are, Ray. I love Erenville so much, definitely be. Okay, let's continue on. Whether you choose to help her, though, it's for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needs to have her royal meal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. Bum, 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 bum. Coming dawn. Wait, are we already at the end? Oh, please don't tell me we're already at the end. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp on Wuk Lamat's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider an invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. Yes, please! It certainly wouldn't hurt to have a look. Wait, wasn't there a civilization that rose in Alag's ashes? No. I mean, the 4th Astral Era, people continue to exist, but there wasn't a civilization that rose out of them other than that civilization itself rose. The 4th Astral Era, basically everyone became Luddites. I mean, you could say that the Oni Shishu came into being as a part of the fallout of Alag. Yeah, the 0.5x patches are always too short. Yeah, I knew it was going to be short, but I was hoping it would just, you know, keep going and maybe I'd just keep playing all of a sudden it'd be like Dawn Trail's out. Oh, yay. Quite right. Not only would it help to make you an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, you'd be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend. Let us be off to the archives. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the princess at the top? Because it's also interesting how, like, she distinctly does not look Turalian. Hey, finally we had one of these bots again. Been a while since we had one of those. Yes, give me lore. Give me lore. Ah. Can someone give me the brother's name, the Mikote brother name? I want to try looking it up in T-Tools. With your unmeeting heart, wish them well. Ah, perfect. Thank you, V. Deep, dark, far away, I have heard your voice. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practice of the Wuk tribe, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. But are they in Tural? Am I right? Are they in Tural? Come on, tell me. Tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember. They were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting the Lapis Canyons, the tribe's sacred ground. It is so named for cerulean deposits that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Kind of like lapis manalis. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Waluqui's art and make the animal's power my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic. The reason I chose this color, as you will have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wuk. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honor the people for whom this noble magic was born. Damn it! Where are the Wuk? I think they're probably in Tural, is going to be my guess. None of that's new. Everything in that information is either in EE2 or in the... I mean, honestly, everything in it is in the Blue Mage quest lines. Really. Yeah. Thank you. Am I thinking of Apocalypse Maiden trope for some reason? She might even be the creation of Solution. Yeah, maybe. Which reminds me, I need to run the update on T-Tools for the new patch. Ooh, good idea. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the three great continents and Tural. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemisphere. A difference immediately presents itself in the form of a climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be greater when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. Interesting. A case in point is the Alligans, who rose to power in Aldenard before advancing east into Ilsabard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Well, I mean, kind of. The Garleans took over Ilsabard and then they went to Othard. It's not really mirrored by them. I mean, I guess it's mirrored by them in that they didn't go somewhere else, but they were going to go from Ilsabard to Aldenard or Ilsabard to Othard. I don't know what they're getting at there. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tural waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. That explains why the southern reaches and the northern reaches are probably covered in, shrouded in cloud. They're not popularly frequented because of their cold and climate. Tribes hailing from the frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense struggle. Such was the way of it, until the leader of the Mammal succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Also, V, hold on to hope. I know you like your snow. Hold on to hope that maybe we'll get a snow map. Maybe the 6th map will be a snowy map. Maybe it's in the far north or far south. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the Autarch's greatness. The Autarch is the leader of Gulu Jaja. They're the leader of they're the leader of Tuliolal. We've known that since EE1. We've known that for years. Like, we've known that for 8 years? Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. While some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. Yes. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain range, this four-legged beast has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make them capable beasts of burden. Wyvre. So you've seen this, Wyver, you've seen these guys, if you've done, Wanderer's Palace Hard. They are, the first boss is riding one of these, and you also see them in the current Dawn Trail trailer. They're the beast that the, Dapo? So there's the Hubigo, the Buniwa, and the Dapo? I think Dapo? Is that right? It's the molted ones. Molted Dopro. The Dopro are known as like the beast tamers. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tural. The Mammalja have succeeded in taming them and utilized their prodigious strength for manual labor. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the Wyver is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampages. Valigarmanda, that's the creature we've seen one, and is based off of Tritalk from 6. Turalian folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts and the very embodiment of nature's power. Whether it exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. That's gonna be a trial. Or at least a dungeon boss. Honestly, the fact that it got singular concept art of its own makes me think it'll be the first trial. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of the land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Like tomatoes, popotos, pear, like so many stuff. Yeah, ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto. These crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the Sixth Astral Era, when a Laminsan sailor named Kenton Ram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Literally, all the information in these 4 tomes are basically straight from EE1 to EE2, and that information kind of is already present in the game. So further demonstrating that the game will almost never put information in like these books that in the Encyclopedia Eorzeas, so you should not feel like you need to buy them. However, they're definitely worth your time. Culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the Sixth Astral Era, when a Laminsan sailor named Kenton Ram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. And he tried to get it named Kenton Land. Kenton Ram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mammalja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won, along with permission to roam freely. But was that supreme leader at the time Gulul Jaja? I mean, I guess to be fair, if there was a sprawling nation of Mammalja, at that time, presumably would have to be Gulul Jaja, right? Kenton Ram would return to Tural several times, but during his first expedition, he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Laminsa. The most notable of these was the popoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was and there are blights that we can't get rid of. Sorry, Lalafell mains. Hey, it's Will! Produce was far from the only bounty of Kenton Ram's expeditions to Tural. Many tantalizing recipes such as the bean-filled burrito and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City reached our shores by way of this ship. To those outside of Kenton Ram's circle, Tural largely remained enshrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of the faraway continent. Having perused the wide selection of books relating to Tural, you have somewhat better informed about your potential destination. Rahatia will be eager to know what you have discovered. Gonna give a slight wait. Burrito! Best of luck, Kiko. I've scoured the library. You scoured the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. Well, there are few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tural. I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let us continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to the chatter. What are you talking about? We love talking to each other. It is only your voices that we find annoying. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impression. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was pleasantly surprised to find a reference to Tural with it. Oh god, he's going for the food, he's going for those tacos. We got a taco-tia going on. Taco-tia alert. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? Oh, wait, these are all good answers. Fuck. I'm gonna go with Kenton Ram because I'm curious about... I'm gonna come back and I'll have to pick the rest later. To be honest, I was rather taken with the tale of Kenton Ram the Blue. Ah, yes, the renowned Lamented explorer who traversed the Indigo Deep and discovered the unknown West. And his accomplishments didn't end there. He traveled to Tural extensively, and even forged a friendship with the Dawn Servant. Okay, so it was Gulul Jaja he met. If we were able to meet Kenton Ram, what things we could learn. Alas, all of this happened nigh 80 years ago. He may no longer be alive to tell his tales. Yeah, most rows don't live that long. 100 years would be quite crazy. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tural? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would be of interest to you. Ooh, I want to talk about all those, but let's go with Valigarmanda. Honestly, Valigarmanda seemed the most interesting. Now, why do I get the impression you're imagining pitting your skills against the fell beast? Unfortunately, I found scant details on your would-be prey. One source simply described it as an enormous winged creature with scales hard as steel that rules the skies. I should like to see it with my own eyes, presuming it even exists. I thought I heard familiar voices. Hey, the twins. Fancy running into the two of you here. Well, well, have some research of your own to do. We hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razadhan, they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history of how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of you, the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? We're going to Tural, or, well, we've been invited to. Let me explain. A nation comprised of the disparate peoples of Tural. I dare say this is precisely the kind of examples we seek. We do well to read up on Tural ourselves. Yeah, I guess that is kind of relevant. Huh. This contest is Elio. The contest is Elio, the only one allowed to help Wuk Lamat? There were no mentions of such restrictions as I can recall. On the contrary, Wuk Lamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Alfino. We have planning to do. Alice, wait! Twould seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. Interesting. So who's going to join which sides? That's what's going to... Maybe it's going to be more than two sides. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let's return to the annex. I could imagine the twins and the others, like for instance, if the Mikote was one of the people who had a chance to become the leader, some of the Sharlians would potentially want to prize him because he prizes knowledge and learning and education and that kind of focus. Whereas Wuk Lamat is much more of a party hard girl, give you a hug, go into battle, charge right into things. So I could imagine us being split along those lines. Think they'll split the twins? Maybe. Maybe. I guess one of the ways that they can justify it too is as long as the Mr. Warmonger doesn't win, we kind of all win, right? As long as he loses, we win. 14, giving you lizard children before Rogan or Melmikote. Kids. Oh, because the mammal jaw kids? Yeah. The fact that Greet is locked behind like the end of Shadowbringers. Wait, is it? Really? That is kind of crazy. If they don't split them there. I don't agree with that. I vehemently disagree with that. I think they should tell whatever story makes sense, and I think keeping them on the same side can be potentially very interesting, especially if they're together against us. But I will say I agree that I think it would be more interesting if ideologically, like Ali stays on Wuk Lamat's side and Alfino was on Kona. Let me look up V close to the name. Kwana. Yeah. I think that's more interesting, so I'm with you on that. Nevik, I just don't think that if they don't do it that way, it will be for the worse inherently. What you staring at, buddy? Looking out there for tacos? Graha, what's wrong? Everything okay?
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story. What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuk Lamat's request?
To be honest, I'd never say no to an adventure.
Ha! I thought you might say that. With an intrepid attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination. But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward. That's what adventurers do, is it not? Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core. Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another. Ah, but there's an idea. I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
says that with the music. Yeah, I miss her too, buddy. Hear, feel, and think. But what could be a better way to honor her legacy, right? Not only in memory of her, but also to go out and live life with the future now secured. All she sacrificed for so that there could be a future. Now we get to live it. Now we get to hear, we get to feel, we get to think. Welcome back, Elio. If you're looking for Wuk Lamat, she's currently with the others in her chambers. If you'd like, I can go fetch them for you. Good idea. Could you do that, Ojika? Understood. Please wait in the main hall. And we got a V. That was a beautiful scene with Graha. I'm glad that he got that, of all people, too.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
Haha. That's really cute. I've never been one to turn out an adventure. I'll do it.
Excellent. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. But I dare
Oh?
say your time in Tural will be its own reward.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
Hey.
Alphano, Alice, what are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuk Lamat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville's toads.
Of course, that's what she's
100
heard.
things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
First impressions last.
Got him, Erenville.
'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphano Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alice.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Erenville just desperately trying to get out of this.
Like I told you before, you're indispensable. They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths. I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
As I recall, Krile, You were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
It'll be hard.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But, Ra...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Thank you,
Aww.
Ra. Thank you.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
So this seems like this is our team. So it looks like Urianger and Thancred and Y'shtola and others.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
Oh, yes. Please. Please.
There.
Maps!
Is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loperids. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
Geography! It's time for footballs one last time. This is it. This is the last time. First time we heard it, we were arriving in Sharlayan. Now we're leaving. It's been a long 2 years. I mean, when Endwalker first ended, obviously at 6.0, it felt like an end. That's honestly, Graha's sort of last speech felt really resonant because I'm at a very, very, very different place in my life right now than I was when 2 years ago. So it felt very appropriate. Also, I'd like to point out that mace is exactly why I thought Green Mage might make potential sense. Well, part of it anyways. Also, I love that she took her gem out of her necklace or the brooch. Stars seem to unravel. But there were those who stood in defiance of that fate. I was on Barbaricha and Nadana, you checked? Yes! Called it. Storm of blind, of fallen brothers. Understand, all's fulfilled, now we go for freedom. Okay. Hephaestus, Tsuchikida. We gotta make sure to check some of these later. I can't believe Byragot is Vothri. That's crazy. But not with Lena. But did you check the Infinite? Who was Azjaya? It's not them. Honestly, it really sounds like one of the near voice actors, but I can't tell who. Dude, yeah, this art does rule. Athena had Lena's VA? Really? That's crazy. Yep, Joe Dempsey for Oshan, so we were right about. Alec Newman, Peter Bramhill, yeah. Who's Alec Newman? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what Alec Newman does? Joseph Cap. Senna Brer. I don't know them. I'll have to definitely look up them for Wuk Lamat. Sorry, I just want to do all this. I want to hear all footfalls. Heavens fall until our last breath. Echoes in our way. Anna Russ is Azjaya and also Zeramis, yeah. Infinite, what else has she done? Can you check? We're really like behind the voice actor. Here, I'll... Oh, she's Gaia! It's Gaia's voice actress! Dude, okay, that's it. I gotta do my Footfalls lyrical lore. That's the next one I'm doing. It's time. It's appropriate. But yeah, apparently Gaia is Azjaya. Now the Ocular makes more sense. Yeah, and also makes sense, like, because then they don't just have to hire her just for Gaia. Yeah. They love doing that. They love trying to, like, get people to do multiple voices in the thing. And Menfina? Oh, interesting. Sounds good. Have a good one, Deathberry. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Okay. We're gonna skip the rest of it. Oh, weird. Oh, okay. Lest you wonder about the passage to Tural, Aaronville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured, I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Sweet, now I just gotta finish the Margaret thing so I can get the Gleaner outfit. Research has proven that wearing a knapsack or similar greatly reduces the likelihood of being pestered with questions about how you can carry so many items. Beautiful, beautiful answer to the question. Meanwhile, in Limsa Laminsa, oh, go on. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah!
Ship set sail. May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
My boy!
What do you say?
The Zeno was Nadana? Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, in old Charlene. There's their note from their benefactor. I bet.
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
Okay, so they know that they're going to be
If
facing
the
against them from the
prospect
start.
doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition.
Called it.
Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember.
Yeah!
Come, my friend.
Bro.
We make for Tural.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World?
Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of a new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond, and tread the gilded path beyond. And we're all caught up! Woo! I just realized I have no new content for 6 months. And it'll be fine. There's so many good things to do. There's so many good things to do. There's a new unending codex entry? Yeah, let's definitely check it. I always forget what's the unending codex under. Well, guys, we did it! Endwalker is over. Now there's only nothing to do but wait until Dawn Trail comes out. However, we have tons of stuff that we can do. I don't forget there's all sorts of old content. You haven't done raids, alliance raids, all sorts of blue quests, any blue quest in the game. Why not finish your yellow quest? Why not hit Omni 90? Why not join us over at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives, where we do events all the time. We do things like Eureka, we do Baja, we level Blue Mage, we help each other level our jobs, we do raiding, we do all sorts of things. And if V or Ray could get one of you guys to post the link in the Discord, you can join us anytime. Also, guess what just happened? Curl is no longer congested. Want to join our FC? You can join us over on Crystal Curl. Not only is our FC full of fun and helpful people who would love to have a good time with you in any sort of way, even if you are more of a lurker than a player, but on top of that, let's say you happen to want some dies, because guess what? There's a new dual die channel system coming out, as well as other sorts of, as well as an aesthetic upgrade to the overall engine and look. Well, guess what? We have 99 stacks of every die in the game, and we'll be handing those out as relevant. Mount farming, Blue Mage, all sorts of things. Exactly, yeah, extreme mounts, yeah. Thank you, V. Thank you, Ray Ray. And also thank you, Dest, for the flowers. Much appreciated. Now let us check that unending codex. If I can remember where the hell it is. Not social. Party, no. Travel, no. Logs, no. Journal? No. Wait. It's good. It's in collections, and then it's, yeah. There we go. Oh boy. What is the newest one? Like, what's the one you want me to check out? Thancred, Students of Baldesion, Cerulean Magic Armors. They're one for like Wuk Lamat or something. Or is this it? A man whose true name was Hades, a mighty sorcerer of Eld, who became Zolas Zoscalvis, founding father of the Garlean Empire, who threatened the world as the most dangerous of foes, who stood at your side as the most dependable of friends, an ancient who clove to his ideals to the bitter end, a man who rendered up his all for the people he loved, a man who once lived. Remember him. Man, this thing is actually great. There's a lot of good information in here, even if you know lore already. It, like, what's a good example? It's like the Zodiac entry will tell you a lot about your Eorzean's crystal. In the age of the ancients, the convocation made the decision to summon Zodiac. The 14th seat on the council, the seat of Azem, lay empty for the holder had relinquished his office. When his dear friend and former Azem, Vanal, labored to summon Hydaelyn, he did not take part in her plan. Though the circumstances and his reasons were unclear, to the end, Azem walked the path all his own. After the world was divided into 10 and 3, the uncentered Ascians sought to reconvene their council to facilitate the rejoining of reflections. Yet while they succeeded in locating the fragmented souls of their erstwhile colleagues, these reincarnations had no recollection of their ancient lives. Thus did the uncentered find it necessary to prepare crystals replete with the knowledge and memories tied to each office. As a defector, Azem and his legacy were deemed unworthy of preservation. Moved perhaps by lingering affection, however, Amenselt crafted a crystal in secret which contained his dear friend's signature incantation, a magic with which he summoned allies to his side in times of great need. The selfsame crystal was inherited by the Warrior of Light, whose path has ever been paved with trial and tribulations. Whenever he is required to call upon the depths of his conviction, Azem's crystal is sure to answer. I wish the raids were added to this. I mean, they may be. Pandemonium stuff may be added as... Oh, like all of the raids? Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're not really, yeah. I would imagine some, I wouldn't be surprised if Nevik, we eventually see them added. But that would be cool. I love the new video, Final Fantasy 14 archive. Yeah, don't forget to check out Ray Ray's archive project. You got links there. I love that the other codex entries are written fairly objectively and dispassionately, except that one. Yeah. Krile's one is new too, but I think it's a transplant from E. Krile. Orphaned as a child and taken in by Galip Baldesion, founder of the eponymous Students of Baldesion, Krile was blessed with the power of the Echo, though in her early years it seemed to be to her more a curse. Uncommonly sensitive to the feelings of others, unwelcome thoughts flooded her mind, leading her to develop a guarded personality that many found off-putting. Seeing this, Galip gave her a cat-eared hood, assuring her that the gift was not something to be bemoaned, and that it would one day prove a tremendous strength. Moved by her grandfather's words, Krile vowed to devote herself to her studies, that she might use her power to serve the greater good. Displaying the remarkable aptitude in the mystical arts, Krile attended the Studium in Charlian, joining the faculty of the arcane and becoming highly skilled in healing and curing magics. It was at this time that she made the acquaintance of Alphino and Alice Levier, with whom she maintained a close friendship to this day. After graduation, she joined her grandfather's research organization, eventually coming to Eorzea to support the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as they rebuilt their operations following the bloody banquet in Ul'dah. She lent her impressive knowledge of other arcane to the search for the missing Nymphilia. Krile chose to remain in Eorzea for the foreseeable future, both out of the desire to support her friends and for lack of a home to which she might return. Prior to her arrival, the Isle of Vow was obliterated by a devastating spell akin to Ultima. While she herself was on the Isle at the time, she was saved by the Blessing of Light, and so she naturally fell in with the Scions. It's interesting that they say she was saved by the Blessing of Light, because that, so not by the Echo, but specifically by Vanal's blessing. She soon became a full-fledged member, and thenceforth used her command of the Echo to serve her comrades on many occasions. Krile suffered a particularly harrowing experience when she was captured as a prisoner of war by the Garleans during the campaign to liberate Alamigo. Her Echo made her a target as the Magitech engineer Aulus Malasina thought to study the phenomenon and create an artificial variant. He succeeded in this endeavor, transforming Fordola Rem Lupus and Xenosia Galvus into beings he dubbed the Resonant. Krile was later rescued by the Scions after recovering from the ordeal, resolved to repay the favor. Indeed, when her companions were forcibly summoned to the First and left in a comatose state, Krile took the lead in nursing the Scions back to health. With the appearance of the Telothroi and the looming threat of the final days, Krile returned to Sharlayan in hopes of gauging the true intentions of their governing body, the Forum, which to that point had stubbornly refused to approve any aid to Eorzea. Subsequently, she would use her influence as representatives of the students of Baldesion to arrange for her friends to visit Old Sharlayan. Now that the final days has been averted and the Scions ostensibly disbanded, Krile has devoted herself to the restoration of the students, recruiting the precious few survivors she has found, along with new talents that together they might carry on her late grandfather's legacy and preserve their knowledge for future generations. Oh, they have the emote, the new bunny emote. Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay, guys, so I do need to do some footage recording that I was planning on doing, because I'm planning on putting out video. Maybe I should just hold off and put that video out tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be fine to put out tomorrow. Oh, and also tomorrow's Wednesday. So yeah, I'll just do that tomorrow. Because I want to sit and talk with you guys for a while. So V, you don't need to worry about editing, because we'll just, we'll do that tomorrow. Also, I'm going to get into my normal clothes now. And we got an infinite here waiting for us. Live in La Vida Gabi, thank you, Ray Ray. Okay, guys, who wants to watch the Dawn Trail trailer? Now that we, can I get some Gabi booms or some, hands in the... Still funny that the Resonant didn't affect Xenos like it did for Dola. Or maybe it's because only battle makes him feel anything. Depends on what you mean by makes him affects them. Do you mean like the vision thing? Or, because they did affect them both. Or if you just mean like he's stronger. Yes, yeah, we all want to watch it. Okay. Let's pop YouTube Dawn Trail. Okay. That up.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Did we see Alpha? Is this the most recent one? Yeah, this is Gen 12. Okay. Mammal Jaw and they're in Kozumaoka right now, in the upper part of Kozumaoka.
This one might make for a worthy opponent.
No, Athenian, you have so much to live for! I'm looking forward to trying Viper. Cock blocking nutkin. Also, dude, that boy's looking for his golden acorn. Just you wait.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
So this all makes sense because Thancred and Urianger are against them. Interesting if they have the map. Gotta guard the nuts. Takotia. So it's interesting because remember he said he was gonna hold the line. So I wonder if he comes in later or if he ends up joining us like after the first arc or something. Yay! She's so happy. Look at how happy she is. Oh god, pink kaiju Spriggan. So this is the Stardust Sea off to the right here. And I have to wonder what created the giant crevice through the world. Was it a weapon? Was it a calamity? To create that vast a gulf that's a rend into the sea is very interesting. And this is Shaoluani over here. It should be roughly what this is. Double rainbow! Hey, Jess, thanks for the 5 memberships. Everyone, enjoy your emotes.
There. Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. I trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage?
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tural.
I wonder if the reason they put a turban on her is because of the hairstyle, or if it's to show that they can wear helmets. Because everything else has her without one, including the poster art. Oh god, we've got a minimum of 5 months, guys, and I'm expecting at least 6 months. July, my expectation is July at the latest, honestly June, late May at the earliest, and even I think late May is not gonna, there's no way late May happens. Spriggan caused it. No, I mean, yeah, the Spriggan caused the Stardust Rend. Yeah, too many great names here. Yeah, thank you, Des. I was thinking the same thing. However, I don't have any way to send it to him. Thank you for the 5 memberships. Thank you for the $5, and then also everyone enjoy your emotes. Krile, good to see, glad to have you. Tony, good to see, glad to have you. Modest, good to see, glad to have you. Umio, good to see, glad to have you. Dramus, good to see, glad to have you. Imagine if Alistair became the Pictomancer. I mean, like once a Scion has had a job change, they don't really change again. You know. I mean, I guess the closest you could argue would be Thancred going from Gladiator to Rogue to, but even then, yeah. Honestly, the question is who's going to change next time, because we're out of Scions in the main cadre of people that could change. So unless we get like, you know, Wuk Lamat joins our party, the Scions or something, someone else is gonna have to, because every expansion has had a Scion take a new job. Or one of the Scions take one of the new jobs. Eorzean ended up taking Ast in Heaven's Word. You had in Stormblood, you had Alice take Red Mage. In Shadowbringers, you had Thancred take Gunbreaker. In Endwalker, you had Alifino take Sage. In Dawntrail, you had, speaking of Realm, you had Krile take Picomancer. Yeah. Taste my paint, taste. Yeah. Thancred was a bard at some point. Yeah. Also, allied quests are really fun, and everyone who did the Endwalker tribe should do them. Emote is a bit cursed, though. Is the emote not the bunny dance one? Because the bunny dance doesn't seem cursed. Estinian hasn't had a job change, new Pictomancer. Yeah, but like there's no way Estinian ever changes from Dragoon. There's no way he ever gets rid of Gaybalg or that armor, right? Unless he goes to like Marasidia and becomes like Dracomancer or something, right? That's what it would take. Make him Estinian a machinist. Yeah, spend entire life training as a Dragoon just to become a machinist. That makes sense. You know what I want to pull up real quick though? Downloads. Let me pull up my map so we can go. Who wants to go over some geography? So, here is my map, my labeled map of Tural. As you can see, you've got the Indigo Deep. The Isle of Yorn is over here, so Sharlayan's over here. If you come down, you've got Skade's Triangle, so they literally have a Bermuda Triangle. Literally, you can see ships and everything crash here. So this is the Bermuda Triangle of the area, Skade's Triangle. You have the Grand Shallows, which is along the coastal region of Tiak Tiak and Yaktael. You've got the Stardust Sea, which is the sea in and around Tuliolal, where that giant crack in the world is. And we've known about this since they showed us the first map, but we could only see like kind of this bit before. But we could tell that clearly there was something going on there. And it's interesting. You see, it's broken this way. Like, something must have caused this. That doesn't just happen. Maybe it was something like the Fourth Emerald Calamity. Maybe it was something like... Let me tilt that a little bit. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. I'm wasting time. Okay. It could have called weapons something to do with Solution 9. So if you focus on the maps that they showed us a lot more of to start with, and that they didn't have secrets in, everything they showed us to start with, they showed us Urkopacha and Yaktael, and then they showed us Kozumauka and eventually Shaloani, and then most recently Solution 9 and Heritage Found and all that. Heritage Found, Heritage Lost. One of you guys will correct me. What's interesting is we haven't heard anything about. So that's all in Yaktural, and there's Tiak Tiak, and then we haven't heard anything about Lozen Zeniheta, or even technically Yasulani. We've only heard about Solution 9 and the Heritage area. Urkopacha, that's the place where the Pelu Pelu are, the place where the mountains. You got Kozumauka, that's the place where you can see at the start with all the spires poking out. That's where the Moblins are. We got the Moblins. We're hoping that they're just goblins who speak in a Spanish accent. You've got Yaktael, which is the place that has two different levels of elevation, and you have a lot of Hrothgar and Mameljah here. We don't know anything about Tiak Tiak. We don't know anything about further south. We don't know anything about further north. Oh, that's interesting. I never noticed that. There's a Valley Garmonda here. You can see Valley Garmonda in the artwork for it. And that doesn't look like any dragon I know. But yeah. So the thing also, so what's interesting about the fact that they showed off a lot of this stuff first is that would, to me, kind of imply, when they told us that the story is going to be in 2 arcs, I think primarily the first part of the story is going to be down here. I think this is where you're going to find Valley Garmonda. You're going to find an Urkopacha dungeon is the dungeon with all the energy and stuff breaking out. Dungeon with the ship that's sailing down the sides is either going to be in Kozumauka or Yaktael. Yeah. So I think this is where we're going to spend a lot of the first half of the story. We may go into Shaloani or something like a little bit early on, but then this is probably going to deal with like the Golden Throne, like the battle for the throne and all that, and then we're going to head north. That is my prediction. I'll be telling you what the story is. Maybe I'll just take the OMG with me on my quest, and then we'll see, and he'll see the new world. Yeah, Omega. Yeah. Meteorites were a thing in that area, weren't they, in Mesoamerica? I mean, there are craters there, but I mean, not necessarily any more than elsewhere. But I mean, that's an interesting idea. Whether it was like a byproduct of, could have been a byproduct of a mega flare. Although the bridge seems too old for that to be a result from 5 years ago. But maybe that's just a byproduct of Dalamud, or maybe it's a byproduct of some sort of other extraterrestrial damage. It's possible, AC. It's definitely something big. Omega crash landing wouldn't make sense, though. Too far from Allagan territory. Yeah. There's no record of Allag existing in the New World other than the fact that there's a reused mammal jaw asset as one of the enemies in the Crystal Tower, but it's not clear if that's just supposed to be a reference to Final Fantasy III because that's an enemy in FF3, or if it's supposed to actually be, it was a mammal jaw they captured from the New World. I think Thancred's Bard Chick was more of a civilian crooner story than a battle job, more a poet and singer as he charmed women. Yeah, that was my read on it based on the fact they said Bard. Because in game, they've only ever had him as far as I know, as Gladiator, Rogue, and Gunbreaker. But love the new map. Yeah, I love the new map too. I am a little disappointed that the map that they have in the Baldesion Annex is so low resolution. Like it's kind of odd to me that you even have like a big story moment, and yet still the map is like pixelated all to hell. And it makes me genuinely wonder if there are like, if they have like weird memory limit sets up where a image of like something that big can only have a texture of a certain size to like limit. Like I don't know. I'm wondering if there's something interesting there. The Chuclub impact in the Gulf of Mexico. Chuclub impact. Yes. Yeah. So I guess the Gulf of Mexico, that would make sense, right? That would roughly equate to this area. Because, like, it's smushed together, right? But if you think about it, Shaloani, this is North America. Jacques Tural is the northern Tural, and Jacques Tural is southern Tural. Like, they've kind of meshed together, like, you know, Central America. They, like, kind of cut out Central America and kind of just, like, mesh Central America and North America. Like, the only thing from, like, that's North America... Like, here's the question. Is this supposed to be the southern part of the States, and this is supposed to be the Great Lakes? Like that would make sense. In that case, they've kind of like just completely like squashed together this area and removed Central America and kind of just placed it, made Tuliolal just representative of it. They don't want to put an 8K or 4K texture in game. Yeah, but you don't have to put an 8K or 4K texture in game to put a 1080p texture in game, is my point. That wasn't I can tell you, that was not a 1080p texture. That was like a 240p texture. Spaghetti Go, making resolution probably turns all player characters present on the new server's heads off or something equally weird. Yeah. Also roughly corresponding with the Panama Canal. Yeah, it does also roughly correspond with the Panama Canal, which is interesting, which, you know, since that was man-made. There definitely is something analogous there, Chrissy. Really good point. Reminder that two people using Glamour Dresser at the same time crashes the server. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. But remember, we only know about 5 maps so far. The 5 maps we know about Shaloani, we know about Kozumaoka, we know about Urkopacha, we know about Yakta El, and we know about Solution 9 is not about, but Heritage Found, which is the Yasulani area, basically, the area outside of Solution 9. But we still don't know what the final map could be. And while, yes, there's Lozeni Heta and Get Tiak Tiak, I don't think those have anything to do with the map. I think the final map is going to be really surprising. Because if you think about how much they tend to focus on final maps being surprising, in Heaven's Word, we take it for granted now, but Azus Law was a huge surprise. Remember, Allag was still, like, almost semi-mythological in some ways. And, like, Azus Law was crazy when Heaven's Word came out. In Stormblood, while their final map was the Locks, and the Locks itself wasn't surprising, the big surprise was the fact that we were going to Othard as well as to Alamigo. In Shadowbringers, Emerald, and the Tempest, big surprise. In Endwalker, we had Elpis, and to a greater extent too, Ultima Thule, right? So I would say whatever we're thinking the final map is, we're probably wrong. It could be another Reflection. It could be up in the north or the south of here. It could be Baricidia for some reason. It could be Corvos. It could be anything, really. Yeah. I wonder if the imp will be for Easter. I wonder if the imp will be for Esther. Don't fall on that one. Dez, good to see glad to have you. The new villains will be whatever Canada is. Notice when Emmett said New World, he said fabled Golden Cities, plural. Still thinking the Golden City is the final map. Yeah. Could be. Could be. What's interesting? The Golden City being the final map, I would almost surprise me if it's because in that, not because it's too easy, but because finding the Golden City is part of the challenge for controlling the seat of Tural. So that would mean that that story could not end until that was achieved. Golden City, a Golder City, the Golden City, the Golden Gobby City. My guess is the Golden City will be map 3. My guess is that honestly, seeing as we saw something in the art that showed like the lightning energy cracking out of a place that almost looked like an ancient civilization, if that's not the Urkopacha dungeon itself, which it probably is, I think the Golden City, yeah, will be just part of one of the stories. Yeah. Do not put Mara City in yet. I mean, don't put Mara City in unless you're going to go there and do a full 6 maps. Yes, agreed. However, no, I would say don't put it. Do put it in if you have a really good story to tell. You know, like as a general rule, I would say, yeah, Mara City. They're not going to do Mara City. There's no reason to think they would do Mara City. It doesn't make any sense. If they were going to do Mara City would have been the 7.0 expansion as a whole. But I find it interesting that Ghoul Jaja is the Dawn Servant, already into the Dawn theme. Yeah. Yeah, I've been betting on another shard with D9 as an intro. With Solution 9 as an intro. Yeah, could make sense. Definitely could make sense. Another reflection would be really interesting. But what would be a bit difficult with that is another reflection. You only have one map to do an entire reflection. I feel like that's rather limiting, right? But I mean, I'll take it. I'd gladly take it. Please don't let it be Mare City. That needs to be its own expansion. Yeah, I do agree with you guys on that. My point is that it could be anything. And they like throwing curveballs, and they like telling whatever story they want to tell. First 2 maps are always the intro. Then we get a map where we go straight into things that we thought was going to be in the game. Yeah, also, here's another thing I would point out. Specifically, Kozumauka and Yaktael both have 2 places of elevation that require flight to get into. So, for instance, Yaktael has the higher level of... Here, let me T-photos, don't show photos. Maps. So, if we look at Kozumauka, you have this upper area and this lower area. So if we start in one, we may not be able to get down to the other right away. So if you think about how the maps are always split up, there's a part A and a part B to the first 2 maps. You think about Labyrinthos and Thavner. You think about Amarang and Calusia. You think about the Peaks and the Fringes. You think about Sea of Clouds and the Western Highlands. Western Highlands, I think, that's a little less the case for. But you in general, you get my point, right? There's a part A and a part B. But so if we look at the maps, right, Kozumauka naturally has a break in that elevation, and then you also have Urkopacha doesn't really necessarily because it has roads up into everywhere. But what you have is Yaktael, which has the canopy up high above, and you have the city and the main areas below that we've seen a lot of. Urkopacha, arguably, you could also do that. You would have the first part of the story be in this area, and then there's something else up here. But I think what's probably going to happen is up here is going to be where the dungeon is. See more of the Urko. Also, they've never show us the northern part of Urkopacha, like the upper part in almost all the footage, including the Hrothgalf stuff. You never see past like. So if we look at that, that's yeah. So I think, yeah. See, like Kozumauka, they've got up here and they've got down here. And if we don't have flight, it's going to be like Thavner, where there's that higher point of elevation and a lower point of elevation. This is one of the dungeons, either in Yaktael or Kozumauka. Probably in Kozumauka because of the cenotes, I believe. Because that's where the cenotes are, right? Flow down from the waterfall, cracks the west Kozumauka, several people, including... Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's Yaktael where the cenotes are. Either way, that's where you would look for that. Solution 9 is also an FF9. Well, it's an attack in FF9. I mean, like, yeah. The relics a little bit. Yeah, tactical gear from PvP vendors. Made me think of Tron meets Xenoblade meets PSO2. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's digital Blade Runner. Does Solution 9 make anyone think of SR City from 8? I didn't immediately. We got our Solution 9 glam ready with the relics. First 2 maps are always the intro, then we get to the map where we go straight into things without, yeah. See, I think the big thing is Urkopacha is going to be map 3, and it's the dungeon at the top of it is going to be a big thing because we go into it, and there's going to be a lot of the ruins, and there's going to be a lot of the, there's an image around, I've got around here. Dungeon. So at the top of Urkopacha, I think is where we're going to, because you see mountains like this, you're going to find all this stuff. So this dungeon, I believe, is probably the same as this. So this is going to be probably in Heritage. That's probably the same dungeon as that. I haven't saved all the new images that I got. I need to go save all the new images from... But we have this image in specific, which I don't see a lot of people talk about. Which, like, all this is, we have this, which is, I think that this is the top of the Urkopacha dungeon. But it also could be in Yakta-El if we go high enough, because there's the plateaus in and around Yakta-El. If you look at, here, there's all these plateaus around Yakta-El, so that would also work, alternatively. But we saw some footage of this dungeon in the Japanese Fan Fest. This is the same, but the fact that you can see, like, the waters coming down here is why I think this is probably Kozumaoka. However, because we can't see and you can't see very well, this could be Yakta-El. This, though, this is the big thing. This city being torn apart by the lightning, by the purple energies. The only other place we see, and there's also the ancient city of the giants that exists in Urkopacha as well. I want to be a cowboy, baby. Yeah, y'all gonna ride the rails? Okay. Nah, it's just trailer shots. Okay. Let me... Okay. We got people hanging out here. Oh, there's Lottie. Okay, guys. Anyone have any final things or bits or bobs they want to talk about in regards to Final Fantasy in Dawn Trail? Does anybody want to watch? Does anybody want to watch the Hrothgal's video? Hroth.
Am I forgetting something?
Oh, Infinite. What are you trying? Oh, god damn it. Thank you for the purified Coke, Infinite. Okay, I'm gonna pop up the female Hrothgars just because it's honestly because they look so good. They look so good. Also, this music slaps. So this is Urkopacha that we're in right now. Oh, I love this fucking music. I hope this is the map music, not just the dungeon music. See, this is the first time we've gotten to really see this area up here. See, so I think this is up where the civilization is, where all the you can also see the other, this was also, so this is the Pelu city. There's a damaged ruins of, I think, the giant, of an older giant city as well. So this is probably Yakta-El. This is back to Urkopacha, I think. So you can see that the boat in the background that falls here. I don't see the Kozumaoka spires. That's the only reason I think it might be Yakta-El, but honestly, the amount of water coming off the cliffs probably is more indicative of Kozumaoka. This is probably in a dungeon. This is up at the, remember that art I just showed you of, here, let me pull it up. I bet you I know where this is. This is T photos, Dawn Trail, maps. No, dungeon. No, etc. Where she's standing right now is this place. You can see this is the purple rock, and if you look, you can see she's high up, and you can see the stones and stuff behind her. See, purple rock, all the stones. Damn, I love that music. Woo! Okay, let's look at Hydaelyn. Let's see if we can see anything that will give us an indication of whether that place I'm talking about is Hydaelyn or not. So there's water around here. I don't see any falls, but... See, this brand is really interesting to me because it simply could have just been a place that fire came through, but it's interesting that it hard broke here and didn't break elsewhere. I mean, maybe there's fire breaks or something. What's interesting about that to me is the fact that this almost reminds me more of a place that's been aether starved. Although the charring of the trees, honestly, would probably indicate that fire is more likely. But maybe something came through here with fire. Maybe like Valley Garmonda or a bird like swept through here and blasted fire down. That would explain why it was in a trail. Urkopacha. Us heading up westbound in Urkopacha. This is us going, so the village would probably be down here, and this is heading up into the higher parts because you can see the giant ruins sort of area I was talking about earlier over there. Your new areas. Okay, so this is Tural. This is the western gate of Tural. That gate over there. Hydaelyn. Same footage that we just saw a second ago. Oh, interesting. Actually, wait. So if you look at this shot, these are catapults. Or at least they look like they're ballisty. Sorry, not catapults. Ballisty of some kind. So it looks like this is and these are defenses. It looks like this area was being defended from something. I wonder if this was burned long ago. Because there's also, you can see earlier in the other video, you could see a tribal group symbols placed in the sand here. And because this is Hydaelyn, it would either have to be a Hrothgar or a Mammal Jaw group based off of the fact that they use symbols like that. Because this is Hydaelyn, this isn't, so the Moblins probably wouldn't be here. Pele are not going to be here because they're in Urkopacha. We don't know about the third playable race. Although it could be, also especially with these feathers and colors, this could be the Hanu. That would make sense if this was the Hanu. Hey, Shalawani. So this is in Shak Tural. This is in the north. It just says bar. So these are ceruleum. These are like they're trying to. This is the ceruleum mining. You can tell it's the blue gas. Okay, so see, this is Kozumaoka. You can tell because the thing's up. And then we can also see the same falls that we saw elsewhere. This is interesting. So this I think suggests to me that if we do go to Kozumaoka, we would start on the lower area, and then we can go up to the higher area as the second part of the story, or something like that. No, so okay, maybe this is where the Hanu are, because look, if you see the bird effigy, that would make me think that the Hanu are more likely to be in this locale, which means they're more likely to be in Kozumaoka based off of that. This is Moblin art. This is definitely Gabi architecture. This is definitely the Moblins. This is definitely the Moblins. Yeah, you can even see the distinctive Haniwa sort of eyes. I think. Right. See, this area I'm interested in. I don't have any idea what's going on here in what this map is, but the fact that it's still in the Kozumaoka cut makes me think that this isn't the upper northern part of Kozumaoka, and this might be underneath the shade of the spires that break out, and so they create like a place of like almost like caves of like dark night. That's where bioluminescence, or like be underground to some extent. Or it might just be the same area, but at night these things glow and they don't glow during. Because like if you look at these trees, right? If we look at these trees. Let's see if we go back. So most of them are like palms. You don't really see like. But we start to see these like more shaded trees with like color in specific areas. But yeah, these almost seem like a distinct species, or at least like trees that have been able to grow a lot more. I think it's probably like a cave or somewhere like that. Let's see if they've put out any other new interesting videos. Dungeons. Okay, we got Solution 9 and then Dungeons. Let's do Solution 9 or Dungeons, because this will talk about what I was talking about earlier. So see, there's this map. Based off of the trees, it still could be Hydaelyn or Kozumaoka, but honestly, based off of this amount of like length of river. Well, if we pull up, let's pull up the map I just had. Nope, that's not it. We pull up this, right? Kozumaoka does have these rivers running through it, almost like the Amazon. But Hydaelyn actually has large bodies of water. But it doesn't have as much rivers or any long flowing rivers. I think it's Kozumaoka. I think that makes sense, especially if it's supposed to be like almost analogous to the Amazon. Yeah, I think that's probably what's going on here. Yeah. So this is probably one of the earlier dungeons. I'd probably say the first two. And we go through the waters and see, we see the same color changes as well as, yeah, this is Kozumaoka. Yeah, you can see the spires. This is Kozumaoka. This first dungeon is Kozumaoka. This is Urkopacha. You can tell like the mountains up, and then these same, and then so like there we go into these ruins. These ruins are the same architecture as that plateau area, so it probably ends on that plateau. But as we go through it, we have this lightning, all this stuff. See this area. This I bet you is the top. This is like where you race to when you get to the top. We're probably racing to get something maybe at the top. Maybe either like there's a dedicated thing that's whoever gets there first gets it, or there is something we're chasing after in specific. This is interesting. So this is very interesting. If we look at this ruin, I think this is different. I think this is the Hydaelyn dungeon, and my reasoning is this: Hydaelyn is home to Hrothgar Mamelja, as far as we know. Is there specifically noted as that? Look at this mechanism. It's a Hubigo and a Buniwa. Buniwa are the blue Mamelja, the magic users with the big eyes and like dorsal fin. Hubigo have the like sorry, Buniwa don't. Buniwa have kind of like the like normal dorsal finny thingy. Buniwa have the giant like thingy, the big bighorn. So I think this is a recognition of or it even could be a two-headed child, the blessed siblings. In what, you know, the two heads in one body, the two tribes as one, right? So I think this is the Yocta'al dungeon, which also makes sense if you think about this. If this is the height of the Urkopacha dungeon, if we think about it, if these are being shown linearly, so this is where a boss is going to show up based off the concept art. We kill that boss, probably the first or second boss, maybe. We go into here. There's this. It could they end with this, but this doesn't seem like a boss arena, which makes me wonder if the final boss arena for that isn't going to be shown. We get Urkopacha though. We get nothing about inside of here. We get all this outside area, and then so all this outside, and then cut to the top. None of the inside, none of the race to the top. So that tells us something, and that's probably also the art that I pointed out earlier, where we saw an ancient like civilization, but bursting with that purple energy, breaking it apart. That's probably part of what the interior of here is. And then this is probably the top. So it seems like they're showing these somewhat chronologically, if my hypotheses are correct. Like they're showing that, not chronologically in terms of when we face them, but chronologically in that the order that the dungeon seems to go. We see this same dungeon here. Dawn Trail photos, dungeons. Here, this art. You can even see the mechanism with the blessed siblings, right? And the cenotes are here in Yocta'al. So this is definitely, I think, the Yocta'al dungeon. I think that's what this is. Yep, blessed siblings again. Buniwa, Hubigo, or Bunigo, Hubiwa. And then this is probably, so like, I don't think this is Solution 9 dungeon, but this is in Heritage. This is the Heritage dungeon. And it's probably, we have to get through this either to get into Solution 9. I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe it is, it's impossible to say. Solution 9 is such a weird left turn. But we've known that this was going to be a dungeon for forever, because we've had this image, right? Like, we knew that this, like, there was going to be some kind of dungeon with technology. And it's based off of this, too. It seems like the PC fan place with the Aether is also part of the same thing. So it seems like we're breaking into some compound. And also, what's interesting is that we do assume that these are in order. That means Urkopacha technically would be the second dungeon. I don't think we should assume that these are in order. I think that would be a very, very faulty assumption. Because it also means that there's no dungeon shown off for Shaloani unless the dungeon itself is that this is the dungeon for Shaloani, by being like, we take the train from Shaloani to like Heritage Found, or I'll remember which one. What is it, Heritage Found or Heritage Lost? Heritage Found, right? Yeah, okay, Heritage Found. Yeah. If we're going to Heritage Found, as it is not a map but an extension of Shaloani, which would make sense because of the train that seems to connect the two. You can see train in the art for Heritage, and you can see train in the train in Shaloani, and the map itself is a north to south, or they're the two closest places to each other. That would make sense. But then also, what's interesting about that, if that Heritage is not a map in and of itself, it does mean that there's only 4 maps dedicated, because the 5th map, as far as we understand, is Heritage Found based off of what they said in JP, but I've got to review that information because I only watched it the once. But yeah, what's interesting here is this is, like, there's even mecha guns on the spaceship, so it's like clearly a ship. What happened here? And they show us almost nothing of that, right? So that is important, right? We have seen 4 dungeons from that. And we didn't see a Shaloani dungeon. Which I think, to me, based off of that, means that I think this is the Shaloani dungeon. I think that's what's going on here. I think that's the associated map. And I may be very wrong about that one. Almost everything I've said here, I feel very confident about that, because I need to recheck what they exactly said about Heritage Found, because they like showed off stuff about it, but they don't know if they denoted it was specifically a map or not. Let me check on you guys. I haven't been checking on you guys at all. Those plants are the Arboretum. Yeah, an underground map. Everyone who falls off the boat is eaten by piranhas. I think that might not be a dungeon theme, but a mid-boss fight theme instead. Yeah, considering this isn't a location theme remix, but instead a main expansion theme. Yeah. Ah, I got the super late. Damn, good to glad to have you. I want to say, I've only had Wuk Lamat for half a patch, but if anything happened to her, I would kill everyone in the star and then myself. Yeah, I think people are definitely fans of the party girl. That's for sure. And then let's look at Solution 9. So Solution 9 is a city. It's interesting that it has aetherites. I mean, any civilization sufficiently advanced would probably create aetherites. What's interesting about Solution 9 is that it's very reminiscent of the sort of creation of architecture that someone like Emmet or not architecture, but the creation of civilization that someone like Emmet would do. Also really interesting, if you look at its alphabet, it uses the Proto-Eorzean alphabet, and not the Allegan version, but the one used only by the Loporrits and the Ancients, which tells to me that there has to be ancient involvement in the creation of Solution 9. The question is, how much exactly? And its scale and size are interesting to me, because its scale and size to me, even if you look at the plateau of Heritage Found that we saw, the size of the city is still too big. And for this city not to be like seeable from a distance, it would light up the night sky. And also its sort of like digital nature makes me wonder if this isn't literally digitized people. I think they made a Kingdom Hearts recoded. I think they did a Kingdom Hearts coded. I think they fucking digitized people and their souls as a way to preserve people. I think that's what's going on here. Something like that. Like the fact that it's like looks like the inside of a PC. Isn't architecture under Pastrot's duty? You know what? I don't remember their specific fields of study, AC. Let's pull out EE3. But if you're right, we haven't heard about Pastrot yet. So Pastrot being related to this, and this being one of Pastrot's attempts to solve the problem, could definitely, to solve a couple of problems, definitely would be interesting. Pastrot's field. I really should memorize this. Pastrot, the Arbiter, conservative order and the collective will. According to this, Altimo is the composer of Advocate of Aesthetics and the Myriad of Arts. Halmarat, the sower, cultivator of botanical and mythological creatures. No, Dudelaphon, appraiser of architecture and patron of innovation. We still, I mean, the point stands though, because Dudelaphon we don't know anything about. The ones that we don't know currently anything about, Emerald was in Eureka. Zemazar, taking Logriff, Metron, Emetzelk, Pastrot, Ultima, Halmarat, and Dudelaphon are the ones that are unaccounted for. So Dudelaphon being associated with this would make plenty of sense. Yeah, seeing that they have highways in the city. Yeah, soul supply. Yeah, storage. Yeah, we'll get to the signs in a second here. So here's the other really important thing. If you look, there are non-ancient people on the images here. Also, there's Aether Shards as a means of teleportation. That is really, and also if you look, the architectural design and styles are very similar to a lot of other future tech sort of digital versions that we've seen, even in places, even when they've been used in places like Nier. But the that being not an ancient is really important because we have ancient writing, ancient level technology, and here's and other types of beings. See, you can also see, so I think they're both here. It's hard to tell. One might be, that might be a Mikote, but double here, there, or at least double non-ancient. So yeah, so this says soul supply, which is kind of terrifying. And this is employment. This is like the employment office, which is interesting. Which this may have been their attempt to create a place where how do you create a perfect heaven in a world post-sundering, or not even just post-sundering, but post what happened to the ancients. They also might have been just a place to try and keep all the people of Atheris in like a constant state of bliss until they could figure out all the rejoinings. That might be that could be it. There's a science fiction story like that. Well, I mean, I guess the Matrix. It's kind of like the Matrix, right? Where they created when the machines first created the Matrix, they made it perfect. They made it like an utter paradise and utopia, but everyone rejected it because people just couldn't handle actual perfection. Literally, the Matrix. Yeah, exactly, Tim. You can also see elevator. There's a sign that says elevator up here. Man, I was so hyped when we caught that while that was going on, like day one, and I was like, wait a second, that's the Ancients alphabet. I'm sure plenty of people have done deeper dives than I have on it since, but like I was very proud of myself for catching that. Let's see if we can figure out anything. Cityscape again, because the cityscape is so high. It feels to me like, and how its architectural styling. I think Solution 9 is inside. I think like the building of Solution 9 itself is actually like a giant storage set. Like, these even remind me of like PC, not just PCs, but literally of data centers. Like I think this is basically a data center, but it's used to like store. It was used to store souls and people. And I bet you we're gonna like the way you get in is like you like transfer your data into a digitizer or something crazy, or like Wally. Yeah. Turn left for employment office. Turn right to donate your soul. So this is interesting. So if we look at this, soul supply, you can see the heart symbol over there, and then employment over there. But there's what looks like elevators that way, and if we look, elevators this way. So okay. So I understand where this is now. This. So that's soul supply that way. Yeah. Okay. So, that's okay. I see how it's aimed, because this is this right here. That's the tail end of that. This room right here is that room right here. So we can get a sense for the physical space of it. And I think this building is where they both are. But like, look, also to further my point about digitization and PCs and stuff, they literally have like computers, like just straight up computers. Also, what are these? These things are interesting. Almost looks like water bottles or something, but you can see them all over. Oh, you probably can't see them because of my face. There's like these water bottle things. Let me pull it up so you guys can see. These things. I wonder if they're soul containers of some kind. Especially because based off of that, yeah. So based off of that, soul supply would be right here or further to the right. Mega Man energy cells. Yeah, they do look like it for sure. But soul supply is here. So I think where this probably is, this I think is to the left of here. I think that door that we just saw is behind us in this shot. I think if you went south of us, you would hit here. That, or let's see. Yeah, see, I don't think the architecture makes sense, because if you look, this line, like if this thing here and this line is going parallel south, that's the same architecture that's here. Makes the exit door, yeah. Entrance or exit door, could be. Definitely. So this is the Solution 9 admin building? I mean, it could be. We have no, we don't know what it could be. Okay, let's look at Pictomancer. I'm going to be honest, I love Pictomancer's ability and weapon. The current style, I think, is a perfect choice for Pictomancer. I think it's a good, like, sort of pseudo-realm look. Super not my vibe. I hope any of you guys who like it, I'm super happy for you. Super not my vibe. Okay, hey, this is the seems like the Urkopacha dungeon. We still have the same purple rock and the, yeah, this is the Urkopacha dungeon. So if you notice when she uses magics, so red, fire, lightning, earth, star shadow. Well, you know, it's just, that star is interesting. We don't see what its effect is, but it's interesting that she learned star. It's also interesting to now in the context of, I was thinking that this might be a Turalian practice, but it's not. It's a one of Charlian, which is very interesting. Also, the star shower is, I wonder, well, no, because I was about to say that's more Alamigo, would be the stars crossing over the hills. But then again, anything that Krile can imagine in theory should be able to be used by it. But I'll be interested to see what the limitations are on that. And I'll be wondering if like the mechanics will be like combining different inks to create different effects. So ice, light blue for ice. Moogle summoning. Ah yes, the Moogle element. Tulio lol. That's probably the victory emote. Okay, not that much. Actually, let's just go to the main channel just in case there's anything I'm missing off of here. I think we've watched all the stuff. We still just need to watch Viper. Watch Hydaelyn. We didn't really watch Tural, but let's watch Viper first. So this is interesting because you're channeling spirits, which is a very interesting thing. So this is Hydaelyn, almost certainly. Which is interesting because if that's Hydaelyn, then the Viper art is probably either Mameljan or Hroth. And I think it's probably Mameljan. I think it's probably Mameljan because of the depiction of Mameljan with swords that we see. Now, to be fair, like it just could be swords, but I bet you this art is Mameljan. Tural in the background. The Barb's attacks. Okay, that's interesting, actually. So if we look at it, oh, hey, check this out. Check this out. This is actually kind of interesting. So swipes like that, just like kind of normal. But it almost looks like they're charged with kind of an element. That's all. That's yellow, if you notice. When he combines them, though, now it's almost like fire-like. It's almost a different element. Then charged duel with blue flames. So that Aetherial Fire is probably part... Oh, yeah, so I'm right. This is Hydaelyn. Interesting, interesting. But honestly, the architecture, like, the stuff doesn't look particularly Mameljan exclusively anyway. Although, well, wait. So we've got, like, the Lotus, we've got this, we've got that, we've got all that symbology, but I think did we see that in the dungeon video? Go back to the dungeon video really quick. Because if we see that same stuff, I think it's probably for sure that Viper is Mameljan. I shouldn't say for sure. I think it's far more likely. See, so like you see that same sort of color and design aesthetic all throughout. So it's definitely I'm right that it's Hydaelyn. Oh, hey, listen to the background. Part of the same song as the that the Hrothgals have is playing in the background. Let's see if we have the walking to the... No, because... Well, actually, wait a second. Actually, I want to see something. No, because this is very distinct from the Hydaelyn stuff we were seeing earlier. So that's Kozumauka for sure. Although, okay, actually, this is kind of interesting. I want to point this out. They did the exact same thing with the Order of the Dungeons. Look, Tural. So if we start in Tural, okay, Tural first, right? Okay, then Hydaelyn, then Urkopacha, then Shaloani, then Kozumauka. No, I don't think that probably. I mean, I guess Shaloani could be that. But like if we go there in that order, that seems kind of, that would seem kind of weird. What I want is, where's the shot? Is it not in this video? Is it? Where's the shot of the, okay, it's not in this one. It's in, what, the new areas. XIV, Hydaelyn. rest of this village. Here, this is what we're looking for. I don't see anything that really helps give it away about what it's. Yeah, because I don't see any like tribal group symbology on it in particular. David, good to glad to have you. Yes, we finished it earlier. Now we're going through all the 7.0 stuff. It was a short check, and honestly like the use of solo duty for it too. Yeah, I guess the location theme and they have a dungeon remix. I hope so, dude. That whatever the Hrothgal's theme. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I like the Dawn Trail theme a lot. Obviously, I don't love it as much as Footfalls, but that's because Footfalls is one of my favorite MMO RPG songs that's ever been made. It works for me really well. But I love the Dawn Trail theme. But none of the music we've gotten so far, which admittedly is almost nothing, obviously, has like made me go, I'm so ready, or like it moved, not so ready. It's made me so ready. It hasn't moved me emotionally as strongly, but for some reason that Hrothgal theme, there's something about it that just feels very like sweeping and heroic and yeah. Did I miss you still in the ending somewhere? No, we didn't see you still anywhere. But to be fair, we see Grahatia in the trailer, but Grahatia says he's staying behind. Or like San Junipero. Oh, that was a while back for Solution 9. Yeah, but yes, San Junipero from Black Mirror, 100%. I'm sad they made it goofier than it needed to be. I'm not a fan of Splatoon 5. See, what's interesting is I wonder if it will be though, because let's take a second to look back real quick at Pictomancer. Here's my question: if you take out this shot, remove this shot completely, right? And especially because that's just like an added effect they're putting on the screen, right? If you remove that completely, I don't think it's goofy. I don't see that as goofy. I see that as very much like painty, arty, you know. Yeah, but I'm still gonna try it. I'll bet you'll love it, V. I bet it'll also look even better with the graphics overhaul. I wonder if you use your instant cast to fill colors and things, so like an Astiel, but you pick your colors. Yeah, you build up ink or something. That would be cool. Okay, we didn't watch the Tural lol bit now, so let's watch that. So we got, this is the main throne. This is where Gulul Jaja is, I believe. That's the center, basically. That's west. We're headed north, effectively. This is the western gate. This is like below, like near the coast, below, by like towards the middle center. I think. Yeah, because this is so the western gate's right here. This is us on the pier that's like sort of like west headed in. Again, this is the center, sort of, this is the main palace. Western gate. Yeah, see, palace is here, so this is like. Oh, hey, listen! Hey, listen! I hear the Hrothgal thing again, I think. Yep, I can hear the Hrothgal. I think whatever that main bit that's in the Hrothgal theme, I think is gonna show up quite a few times. I think we may have another like footfalls flow situation. Well, I think whatever is that may be like part of like the main like big like, you remember when they introduced what was it, Sage trailer FFXIV. Is it this one? No. What was it? Walker. Well, actually, to be fair, this was a version of Footfalls. Was it the benchmark trailer? That might be what it was. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. Is the Carrots of Happiness? Did they really do the Sage reveal to Carrots of Happiness? Yes, they did, Tam. I'm sorry, but they really have to start uploading videos at 2K or 4K. The like YouTube compression on Square Enix videos is just garbage. I mean, Graha technically just said, leave the students to me and Ojika. He didn't say he was staying behind. Massive cope. Well, remember, he's in the trailer, right? I think the worst case scenario is he's a little bit missing from the first half and appears, but then shows up halfway through. Aww. It's so funny, because, like, obviously I've already been through the benchmark and stuff. It's so much funny how much more dour and serious Endwalker was, like, tonally. Man, I'm sad this was only the benchmark. Can you imagine if this actually happened? Like, if this was actually, like, a cutscene. Hey, he's got the same clothing as the Mikote. This is a friendly reminder to remind you that this is the Endwalker benchmark. So whenever the Dawn Trail benchmark comes out, do not think it is a depicting actual events that happen. For instance, the Psi unit did not. Wait, was it Psi unit? That's the ultimate boss from Ultima Thule. Did not show up. Kai, thank you, Brian. It was Kai. I was like, wait, it's not Psi. Thank you, Kai. Admittedly, though, this would have been hype as fuck. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, let me go back real quick. Let's totally a lol. Let me go back to the Japanese site real quick. Dungeon crawl. I feel like we broke all of that down. New areas. Okay, that was the same site. Okay, so we have not looked at anything that they put out. I think that's about does it. Oh hey, wait, did Matsuno put out a thing for like Evilise and all of that? Well, that's cute. Dawn Trail, Viper, Labyrinth, New Hope. Yep, I think that about does it. That about does it. Okay. Let's go back into the game. Got all y'all hanging out. Psi unit is data lost. Thank you, Infinite. I remember this fight. It was just like this. Yeah, well, you're right. The battle for Garlemald. They can drop actual plot scenes into benchmark just to fuck with us. Yeah, you never know. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the pixie berry cheesecake. I will eat it when I am in most dire need. We'll keep it safe until then. Truly, they haven't benchmarked my tear ducts yet. Yeah. Okay, guys, it's 6. We've been going for about, we only went for 3 hours. Man, 6.55 was so goddamn short. I wish I had everything unlocked on Elio, because we would go ahead and do like Manderville. However, I'm gonna say that we'll probably do that as its own stream where I'll do all of Endwalker Manderville in one go on Elio, because I haven't done it yet on him. I obviously did it on Lend. Unless, well, no, because I was gonna say unless I'll hop on Lend and do it, but then on stream, but then I realized we have Eureka in an hour. So, now's your last chance. If you have any questions, anything, like go ahead and share them. I'm gonna start to do the wind downs. Hey, hi, I'm Amelia Forgeron. If you'd like to support us, you can go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Eorzean Archives. You can get your name in the banner above my head, as well at the end of videos. It goes a long way towards supporting it. It means that I can do this full time. And it turns out that, yeah, doing all the work for this stuff can be very stressful. Not that it's unfun, but editing, audio recording, writing, all that good jazz. Not to mention all the wonderful work that our mods do, like V and Ray. Everyone give them a round of applause. Also, if you want to join our community, you can join us at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. We do all sorts of stuff there together. If you're a lurker, that's more than fine, but it's a good place to meet people to play 14 together with and to have an incentive to do something for the next 6 months. Because guess what? There's no new content coming for 6 months. It's a great time to catch up, though, or take a break, depending on what you prefer. Beyond that, I had another thing that I wanted to mention. Thank you. Yes, the crystal, you can now come to Krile. You can take your character to Krile. It is no longer congested, and we would love to have you. So if you want to join our FC, you can join us on Crystal Krile. We have all sorts of goodies that we hand out on the reg and do content together. There are at least 2 special events coming. Yes, sorry, I tell a lie. There is a redo of Final Fantasy XI. There's Final Fantasy XVI crossover. There are holidays, potentially even may happen before Dawn Trail drops with Moonfire, but new MSQ related content. To be fair, the 11 event is not new content, but yes, you're not wrong, Ray. To some people it will be. Speaking of, I need to go start playing 11. I will finally finish my relic weapon to get those sexy models. Yes, don't forget to hit up on that Manderville. Don't forget to do also the Alliance raids, the tribal quests. It's new to a lot of folks. Yeah, that's fair. May need to make Lala sister for Crystal. Please do. We would love to. We have plenty of people who play on alts. Hopefully we will get before. Oh, you know what? I want to equip. Since we're here. Oh, this is gonna look good on Elio. Oh, this is gonna look real good. Come on. Character. Fashion accessories. Oh, yeah. Ready to party. Haha. Big thanks to everyone who supports our work through Patreon, YouTube memberships, or Super Chats. Just helping out with us here and on Discord, and we really appreciate your support. It's true. We do. I know there was something else. that I wanted to mention. Yeah. Check them out if there's a video. Oh, yes. Don't forget to lick the like button. Or click it. Do not lick it, click it. Click it once, and then if you're gonna click it twice, click it a 3rd time. I beseech you. It's fun watching. Now I have some spaghetti with meat sauce to make. Sounds good, AC. Check them out if there's a video demonetizations of them. Click it or lick it, but only an odd number of times. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. I would go get the boy, but I think the boy is sleeping right now. But we'll make sure to show him off before too long. Don't forget, next week we're gonna be, probably next week we're gonna be doing Pandemonium and the Alliance raids on Elio as well at some point. Yeah, if you have been meaning to replay Agalea and all that, or you've been meaning to play Pandemonium and have a better grips on that story, now is a great time to do it with us. I would love to do it with all of y'all. And I'd love it if we could get 24 people. I don't know the likelihood of that. Maybe if I actually plan it and make an event around it, we could do that. But yeah. It's a sin to wake a peacefully sleeping dog, indeed. Okay. I've been Elliot Forceron, and I will see you guys very soon. Cheers, everybody. I look so short. Let me sit up. Let me sit up like I actually have posture. There we go.